welcome everyone. Welcome. They told me to start with a joke, and I A/B tested some of my jokes. They all came back stat-sig negative, so we're gonna stick to the product updates. But welcome to the Developer on Platform Monetization and Engagement. If you were there today, this morning, Samantha Ryan was talking about a bunch of content and success stories about our developers and talked about monetization tooling and whatnot. This is the continuation of that. So she talked about some stuff that you're going to see today, but here we're really going a little bit deeper into all of them. We've done a bunch of cool stuff in the past year, and we can't wait to share with you. And with that, I'm Salman. I'm a product manager in store monetization, and my my bits cover two different parts. So I cover the customer side of the things, which is like purchasing experiences, checkout flows, wallet management, order management systems, gift cards, Quest Cash, so anything that really the users need to purchase stuff with. And then the other part of it will be developers. That's developer monetization. So all the tools that we can make, especially for free-to-play and IAPs, to help you guys make more money and have sustainable and profitable businesses. Amrita.
Awesome. And I'm Amrita. I'm a product designer on the Quest developer experience. For the past few months, I've been working with the teams on analytics and engagement tooling, some of which are developer profiles, developer events, and more of which I'll talk about shortly. But we're really excited to talk more and share more about how you can grow and engage your audience on Horizon platform. So in terms of what we're going to cover today, we're going to cover what developer success looks like, share business models and success stories, ways you can drive conversion and monetization, and also how to boost audience and engagement. So I'll start with what is developer success. So zooming out, this is a typical developer lifecycle on our platform. So it starts with discovering and learning about Quest, to building and distributing an app or experience, and finally growing, monetizing that app or experience, and then engaging an audience around that experience. So our focus for today is specifically on growth, monetization, and engagement. We want to help you increase visibility and traffic to your apps, create more efficient sales moments, unlock conversion and sales, and then also unlock monetization opportunities. And finally, boost audience engagement and connect with more users on our platform. So success is more than just revenue. It's about helping users find content that they love. And the more users find and discover content that they love, the more they return. The more they return, the longer and stronger your long-term growth and revenue become. Also, apps that are sticky and engaging give us good information on how they are performing, as well as how far your reach is, even before we might get purchase information. So we want to help you build momentum and also continue to unlock growth and engagement opportunities. And with that, I will pass it back to Salman, who will take us through core business models.
Thank you. Thank you. So we support multiple business strategies, and I'm going to step through them with some success stories. I'm going to start with paid apps. This is pretty obvious. This is one-time revenue upfront when you buy a title and you have access to that content the whole time. One of our biggest success stories here is Ghost of Tabor, which you saw today. Samantha talked about them. They're going to get another shout out here. They did $30 million in revenue in Horizon Store and Steam with 1 million users and about 250,000 followers on TikTok. But how did they do it? They had early access to their community. They went into their community. They made their communities and users their testers. They brought them in early. They connected with them directly through their Discord channels. So it was like a very fast feedback loop from what they were suggesting to them to whatever was going into their application. And I should note that this is Ghost of Tabor is a paid app that also has IAP, so that really played a role in it. The other cool thing they did was organic content amplification. So rather than doing traditional marketing, they actually went to their users and asked them to do raw footages and like their gameplay, take that and put it on Instagram, TikTok, and X and let it explode that way. So instead of like going and paying for ads, really they pushed on user-generated content to drive that for them. And lastly, they stayed true to their mission. They stayed in-house. They generated all that content in-house while being very close to their partners, being close to their customers and users while doing so. That was paid apps. Free-to-play, it's obvious what it is. It is free-to-play, and how you make money off of it is mainly through in-app purchases, through add-ons and bundles and stuff like that. Animal Company is one of the best ones that we have on our platform right now. They do great in social media with over 1 billion organic TikTok views, with over 1 million MAUs, and they've actually 9x their paying users in 6 months in a time frame that we saw. They did some really cool stuff that these are my picks of what I found that was really interesting, and we think that this has really helped them grow. The first one is viral first design philosophy. What they did is that instead of going and trying to figure out, oh, make this round corner perfect and quality and polish, they really went through those like viral moments and those crazy moments that actually makes games fun. What they did is that they went after like those glitches, like the jump scares and whatnot, something that actually makes it more fun rather than just focusing on polish. And they asked their users to take those and make that into a content that's later amplified through TikTok and whatnot. And that's how they really grew their TikTok views. Similar to the one before, community-driven development. They stuck with their users. They went through Discord. They made sure that their users are giving them the feedback that they need. And that came with a fast feedback loop back to them. So they're continuously in talk. If you go to the Discord, you can see that. They did some really cool stuff with some influencer marketers. So instead of having a budget and actually going in and trying to figure out how to pay them to do some influence marketing for them, they did some really cool stuff. Like they talked to a YouTuber that was working with them, took their pet and made that pet into the Animal Company style of that pet that was only exclusive and only available in the like drip department to be sold. So this was like very interesting, authentic ways to bring the marketers in rather than try to pay them. The other cool thing that they did, which is very key here, is that they delayed monetization until they had product market fit. This is very important. Engagement is key. You can't put monetization in front of engagement. You need to make sure that there is engagement, there is product market fit before you put monetization in. And when they did, that's how they 9x'd their user growth. So another one of the good ones. And then subscriptions is the last one that we support. It's obviously recurring revenue. It's generally good for like fitness and entertainment. Trip is one of our partners. Very, very good one. They've been top 5 bestsellers in Horizon store. They've had over 50% of their users that do over 12 months of retention. Their retention is pretty crazy. And they've generated over 13 million sessions. How do they do it? Recurring revenue, obviously. It's great. Money keeps flowing in. They actually needed it to raise funding, so that was one of the ways that they did that. And they were one of the first ones that did subscriptions in our systems and our platforms. Regular content updates. Similar to the rest of them, this is like the thread that you can see across all of these different business models. It is very important to continuously pump in good content. It is different when you do a paid app title, but once you don't have a paid app title for live services or for subscriptions, content becomes key. So these guys have done a great job in doing that. They actually also infused AI into it. So instead of having like a pre-curated versions of their meditations and meditation sessions, you can actually tell the AI how you feel and actually tell it what kind of a voice you need, what kind of song you need, and it creates a wholly new session for you. So instead of having like a limited number of the templates, they can actually go crazy. They can go crazy with the number of the sessions that you want, like 13 million plus. So that was pretty big for them. They also expanded their footprint into mobile as well. That was also another key moment for them. Obviously, not everyone has headsets all the time, so it was important for them to be able to continuously engage with their audience. And for that, they went to mobile, and mobile kind of made that customer journey to be great and kind of retentive. Again, these are the 3 business models that we support with some success stories. Doesn't mean that we're great, doesn't mean that we're done. There's a bunch to do, and I'm happy to go through some of the tools that we're doing. And starting with growth. Like what Amrita mentioned, there's some cool stuff that we've already shipped that you guys should know about. And if you don't know, I'm going to talk about right now. And there's some other stuff that is coming. So try before you buy. This is the trial. This is the free trial that everyone has. Everyone knows about what this is. There's a set limit of time, 20, 30 minutes, where you give to your users. Users go through it, and then when they're done, they either buy your application or not. So this is a big one. Try before you buy has worked pretty well for our paid apps. So make sure if you're in that business model to use it. Creative and price A/B testing, it's pretty obvious. For your images, copy, layouts within the PDP and whatnot, you can use the creative A/B testing. We also have price A/B testing. If you're new If you're trying to figure out what price works best, use our price A/B testing. It's going to really help you try to figure out the right optimal price for your content. Coming soon, if you're making something new, hopefully you all are, maybe there's more content coming in, put it in coming soon. Coming soon has its own shelf and has everything that you need to get discovered within store. So definitely look at that. And then if someone is interested in coming soon, they can wishlist it. And once they do wishlist it, that goes through our whole life cycle of bringing it back. And whenever it releases, we do give them notification. So if you are trying to bring an application and that's new, make sure that you're using coming soon. These are all there. Go use it if you don't know about them. New products. Achievement TBYB, which our friends here helped us do and deliver. This is actually a direct feedback that we got from you guys, from developers, in addition to the TBYB that we have today. So your applications may have, like, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour of like practice or getting used to what the application is. So it's very abruptive to the user experience to go through the 20 minutes or 30 minutes of free trial, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's over. Achievement-based TBYB, what it does is that you will tell us when is the right time for us to stop their free trial and actually make sure that we're giving them the right experience at the right time, at a cliffhanger, or after the practice is done, or after the first mission is done. That's when we actually stop the free trial and make sure that they pay. That should be a very good way for them to, for you guys to make sure that like you leave them at a cliffhanger, and that should be a great way to convert them into a paying customer. We're happy to announce that this one is hopefully coming end of October. And this is really a good one. Yes, good. Clap, it's okay. You guys can clap. Multi-organization bundle. This is another one that we heard from all of you guys. Today, you are able to bundle your applications within the same organization and put it in our store, and people will try to bundle and everything. You may have been able to work with us on manual level to try to do some cross-organization bundling of the application, but that is just at that level. Now, you will be able to, hopefully, by end of September, create cross-organization bundles. You guys all know each other. You can find the best partners in this room, and within the community, figure out what the bundles and the applications that go well together, and then put it together off-platform, do your agreement. We don't care how you do your agreement. And then you come back and you put it on our platform to sell. That is a pretty cool one that's hopefully going to come end of September. Yes. And pre-order for free apps. So we have pre-order. We have pre-order for paid apps. It works well. It has worked pretty well for paid apps. We try to expand that for free applications. That doesn't make sense. So we did the bundle of free apps, the base app, and a bundle on top. So with that, you will be able to put free apps into a pre-order flow. So you will have your free app, you will create a bundle, you will stick them together, and that goes to the pre-order. So that the user can go in, wish list, pre-order, and then it's very easy monetization after that. That should hopefully be here by end of Q4. And this is the new set of the tools that we have in this genre. So very excited about these. I'm going to move forward to Monetize. So this is a little bit more strictly monetization. We have IAP sales, which is, I don't know why we didn't have it, but now we have it. Paid applications had sales. They work well. Sales is actually, when you look at it, every time there is a sales, you do see that tick up in our revenue graphs. So we were bringing that to IAP. So it's there. If you ever need to put your IAPs in sales, please do so. It actually works pretty well with short links. Short links is a way for you guys to make sure that your off-platform marketing has a pretty nice funnel into our platforms. Before we didn't have it. This way that if you're working with an influencer or inside doing user-generated content, you can put in the short links, and that brings you strictly into our store with some analytics that's going to help you figure out where they're coming from and why, and then hopefully help sell your content. Re-engagement targeting tool. This is something that Samantha stole my thunder from this morning. But re-engagement targeting tool is actually a very cool one. It's connected to IAP sales. But IAP sales today will be for a general audience. When you put your IAPs on sale, everyone can see. Great. But sometimes you do want to focus on a very specific audience of yours, and you might know better what that audience and who those are. This is where that comes in. We're starting with wishlisters, so the people who have wishlisted your application, but then they never convert. So we're going after them. We're working with some developers in early access to make sure that they have the capabilities to only focus on that certain audience. And hopefully later on, we're going to focus on some stuff like high engagers, but no monetization on the application. So your users who are actually like logging in every week and they're spending time on your application, but they've never spent a dime. And research has shown that once they do, once you tip them over, they will continuously buy. So this is another cool one. It's obviously going to be something that we have to keep growing it because we have to understand what the audiences are and set up those audiences within the dev dashboard. But this is something that I actually need your feedback eventually of telling us what else do you want to see? What audience do you have inside your application that you would want to see us bring to life and make sure that you guys can actually do sales directly for them? All right, so that was monetization. This is monetization on steroids. This is like what we've worked on for a long time, and this is what I'm very excited and happy to share that we're releasing. First one, featured bundles. This is featured bundles. This is probably an engineer who just made it. Featured bundles is regular bundles, but they actually have enhanced visibility and much easier for users to actually find them. So if you look at the screenshots here, we're putting some of the bundles, as you can customize them, all the way up where the CTF purchases. Like it couldn't be even closer. So that's like if a user comes to your page and they're trying to buy, if they know about your content already, they will see that drop-down menu. So they will see some of your bundles already all the way up. And if they scroll a little bit lower down, they can see the compare table to understand what they're buying. So that's going to really help bring bundles all the way up. Right now, you have to like scroll all the way down. It's below the fold, and it really makes it really difficult for people to actually buy bundles and IAPs within our PDPs. And it's going to simplify the purchase experience. Like today, a bunch of you guys, or as I've seen, there's a bunch of add-ons and bundles within different applications, and it's so difficult to understand like what do I buy? Even if it's like the first time that I'm seeing it, or even if I'm your user, it's very difficult to go through that whole list. What do I do? Which one do I buy? Which one would it come like handy first? This way, you can tell them what should be the thing that they should buy. You can curate for them, and you can change them. So it would be very interesting. Like this is like how you go to like Cheesecake Factory and you have like a menu of like a bunch of food. You can order anything on planet on there versus like a classy restaurant with like one menu that only has 4 options. Much easier to choose from. So it will make purchasing experience much, much smoother for the users. And it's very hard to make. It's all you have to do is check off a box to say this is a feature bundle and give it a name. Very difficult, right? So, no, I'm kidding. It's very easy to do. So if you have existing bundles that you can literally go and just check them off as featured bundles, give it a name, and it will just pop up. So, and if not, create bundles. Make them feature bundles, make them come up. And I'm very happy and excited to share that actually as of yesterday, this is ready for all developers to use. So go ahead and use it. Yeah. If I know that this that popular, we would have done it earlier. Season Pass is another cool one. So Season Pass is also a bundle. The difference here is that it's a bundle that is dynamic in a sense. So our bundles today are static. You put bundles together, you put a bunch of IAPs together, becomes a bundle, you sell it. With Season Pass, you start with a set of IAPs within a bundle, but then you have the chance to continuously add to it. And that's Season Pass. I mean, everyone knows what Season Pass is. So it kind of continuously, the user purchases first, but then continuously adds on to that content. So you kind of like go beyond the purchasing in the beginning and go into the engagement play where you can continuously bring them back every week, every 2 weeks, whenever your content drops are, that kind of brings them back in. And it really will help you with some of the pain points that we've heard from before is funding for it. It's very difficult with live services to actually create IAPs. It's obvious you have to like continuously do it every week. We've seen with some of our successful application. This will help you do some upfront funding. This will help you actually get the funding you need and then start building that Season Pass as you go towards the end of the Season Pass. And once you add stuff to it, it's as easy as saying that this add-on that I just released will be part of this Season Pass. And it will be creating some like FOMO into your users and create that urgency, because we're going to have a timer. We're going to have like a clock down timer that will only let your users buy those IAPs within a set of time. And that's going to drive some FOMO. So this is another one. This is another great one that we think is going to help you guys a lot. Season Pass is available to select developers now. So come on board, use Season Pass, abuse it, and I think it's going to be a very good way for you guys to make some money off of it. All right. And the last one that I'm here for, meta credits. Have you guys heard about meta credits? Anyone has heard about meta credits? 1, 2, 3. OK. Meta credits is a non-convertible token. It is similar to how Roblox has their own, Fortnite has their own. We started this, I think, last year. It was first rolled out into Horizon Worlds and then into Avatar Editor. Obviously, that's the only way that you can purchase stuff within those different platforms. But you can see in the screenshot here that you essentially go buy a pack. And when you buy a pack, there's always an extra bonus that you get with it. And then you start buying different things in it. So in Worlds, you could do it. You get like cosmetics and anything. Or in your Avatar Editor, you can do the same thing. And we kind of saw the liquidity going up and the purchasing experience become like very streamlined and nice. So we're bringing it into store. We've already started with some early access developers. And we think this is going to make it much easier for users to purchase stuff. And very specifically for in-app purchases. Today, as a user, when you're going through your gameplay and you're trying to buy something, especially like if you're like trying to buy a gun or an ammo or something that helps you with the gameplay, it's very annoying to sit up and try to figure out, all right, this credit card, use this credit card, use this gift card, and it's like 10, 15 seconds before you actually get your thing. With this one, you have a bank of meta credits, and once you're inside and you're trying to shoot and whatever, you need ammo, it takes like very, very fast, under seconds, to be able to just quickly get it and continue gameplay. So we think this is going to help our IAPs and free-to-play applications significantly. It is flexible pricing, which means that we're not forcing, like how Horizon Worlds and Avatar is, for users to use only meta credits. We actually think cash is probably going to still be the primary payment method for a lot of users, but they have the choice of choosing between the two. And for our power users, or the users who have a balance of meta credits, we're going to show them this checkout flow. For the ones that don't, and we know that they don't like meta credits or they don't want to use meta credits, they go back to their cash checkout. So there's no difference there. It is very easy for you guys to enroll to it. There's no integration from your perspective. Cash pricing, like I mentioned, stays the same. You will price your items in cash. We will do the conversion into meta credits for our users. You will get some analytics about how much you're making, how many are you selling with meta credits. And the biggest thing is that there's no impact to rev share. This is as if though the user is buying your content with regular cash. There's no difference on your side. All it means is that there's liquidity that we're trying to kind of spread across the different platforms and make that user journey kind of more streamlined across everything. And it's ready. Meta credits is ready for you guys to opt into. We're hoping that you guys can come on and be more beta testers, and hopefully within a few months we can just release it to everyone. And that's meta credits, and I'm going to pass it on to Amrita to talk about Engage.
Awesome. Let's dive into community engagement. So what is engagement? It's how often users are interacting with your app, of course, and how much they enjoy their experience. And it can really be measured by time spent. Time spent is an important signal that influences ranking in the Horizon store. Of course, the best way to boost time spent is to build an engaging and fun experience. We also have a whole bunch of community engagement tools that you can use to boost the time users are spending with your content, as well as to connect with more audiences and expand reach. So I want to take you through a couple of the engagement tools that we have and how we plan on evolving them through the next year. So the first one is dev posts. So dev posts are long-form blog posts where you can post updates, promotions, or even new content releases to users on Horizon. And they're available across headset, the Horizon mobile app, as well as the Horizon website. In terms of what's coming up, we hope to add more interactivity to these posts, so users will be able to comment on posts as well as react. And we want to also add the ability to let you poll your users as well. Another feature we have are developer events. So these are ways you can organize gatherings on Quest for users, whether it's for a game tournament or for a viewing party. And they appear across Feed, Store, and Calendar. In terms of what's coming, we hope to support paid events pretty soon, as well as events in the store. So events will appear on an app's PDP, as well as have their own PDP where users can express interest and dive right in. Another thing we'll be doing is building better and easier creation tools for event series. Developer profile. So this feature actually recently launched, and it's a single place in the store where users can discover all of your content, whether it's apps, IEPs, add-ons, events, dev posts. And it's really a way you can start to build a following on platforms so users can actually go in and follow you. So I highly recommend, if you haven't done so yet, visit Dev Dashboard. You can update and customize your profile. You can add a cover photo, update your app logo, and even add links to your off-platform communities so users can find and discover them on Horizon and then also follow you there. This is a new feature, so we have a bunch of improvements planned. One is we hope to expand discovery, so users will be able to discover your profile in more places within the store. And also, we're going to add the ability for you to send notifications directly to your followers. If you have any feedback on things you'd like to see or any thoughts, please let me know. I would love to hear it. And last but not least, and before we open it up to questions, there's Meta Horizon Plus. So this is our content subscription program where users get access to a full catalog of apps and games. It's a really good way to boost discovery and engagement with your app and experience, and it's also a new monetization opportunity. So if you are interested in joining the program, you can do so via the developer dashboard as well. Head there to learn more about the eligibility criteria and the process for applying. And with that, those are some of the community engagement features. If there's any way we want to support you to connect more deeply with your users, so if there's any feedback or thoughts you have, would love to know. Thank you so much for joining the session, and we'll open it up to Q&A.
Hi.
Hi.
Maeva Spanbergs, Beyond Frames, publisher of Ghost of Tabor, amongst others. What are your plans in the roadmap right now for more robust wish listing features? It is one of the kind of like strongest interest boosting signals we have on the coming soon pages. And as we build our marketing campaigns going forward towards the launch, we really want more tools for wish listing, both for the consumers so they can be more informed and engaged with their wish listing, but also in the Dev Dash, in the analytic views and how you break that down.
Very cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about what are you looking for? We do have the re-engagement targeting tool that's going to be focused on.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
going to be great. That's going to be able to. You're going to be able to specifically say for that audience what kind of a sale you're trying to have. But what else are you thinking from analytics versions or whatever you were mentioning? What else?
So from the consumer perspective, we want to make sure that anybody who has a wish list actually get a notification for each sale so that we can kind of prompt them. So the notification part of that will probably kind of help with that.
Okay.
We would also like to be able to push dev posts specifically to those who have wish listed specifically and kind of bypass the algorithmic feed, which is now kind of a mess of a lot of things, hopefully with more interest-based algorithmic behavior in the future. But because that is the strongest purchase signal we can get, somebody's actively going bookmark on this title. I want to see that one more, please, thank you, and have more information. That enables us also to build out the campaign more robustly. We're doing it with a title now, so we have a TMNT game coming next year. So we've started a campaign way early. We're pushing dev posts, trying to build kind of engagement throughout the campaign. So if you have wish listed that, it would be superb if we could kind of surface the dev post that we're putting out.
Okay.
On the back end, we really want to see kind of not only a flat kind of accumulation of wish list, we also want to see when they convert out on which day, what is the status, how many has converted out, how many has removed the title from their wish list.
Got it.
Because post-launch, that is a really critical metric for us to kind of measure, is our discounting levels correct? I think we're all racing to the bottom now, and it's a problem. We shouldn't be this aggressive with discounts that we are. We have analytics on discounts, but wish listing is also an additional kind of way for us to measure that. Do we go 20%? Do we go 30%? Where did I convert my wish list the most? Because they have signaled that they're interested, so they aren't dependent on only seeing it through sale or through a newsletter.
Okay. That's amazing. I
Any
think
plans
these are
for that?
no. This is
Awesome.
great. I think we have some friends in the back or some friends over here that are probably typing down, and
Yeah.
we're gonna take those. That's our roadmap. Thanks so much.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi, my name is Bernie. I had a question about monetization and free-to-play. Like foundationally, I think a lot of us have been worried about free-to-play in the VR space because the TAM is so much smaller than mobile. And my read on an animal company versus like a Gorilla Tag is that Animal Company has taken a pretty aggressive free-to-play monetization plan. Like they're more pay-to-win, I think, than a lot of games, and that may work with different audience segment. Like maybe the Gen Alpha players are okay with that, but older players are not. And I'd love to hear if there's any kind of segmentation on monetization strategies and how they apply to different player profiles that like a previous session talked about, right? Because I don't think an Animal Company monetization plan would work for like maybe an Animal Crossing style game or a Stardew Valley kind of game, right? Like they're different audiences, and I'd love to hear like how that data could cross-reference each other.
And so, are you thinking like, why are you thinking that those will? Understandably, that audiences are different. What we're selling them is probably different, but from a free-to-play perspective and like in-app purchases, introducing content to your users. Different content, but you're still introducing new content to the users, and you're going to be able to figure out what their engagement is. So how do you think those will be different per audience?
Well, I think content is really like, it's a poor word to use to describe systems. Like it's not just content, right? Like objects, they're dynamic things that can vary in profile. So something that is like pay to win is a different kind of system and content than something that's, you know, like Dota, I don't think does a ton of pay to win that in the same way, right? So that's what I think I want to understand is a little bit of tying the monetization strategy to the system design of what you call content varies, I think, with audience. And because you have all this data of player profile as well as monetization, I'm wondering how to cross-reference like the types of monetization free-to-play that work beyond just like this bucket, this like coarse bucket of content.
I see what you're saying. I think that's something that's very interesting for us to take back and analyze. I truthfully don't have a very specific answer right now, but we are creating a bunch of developer monetization tooling. So it's very interesting for us to go back and figure out which ones are working for which audience and try to give that insight back to you guys. And you guys will can figure out what tooling to use, and hopefully that can help you guys grow. I know that probably doesn't answer your question fully, but I think we probably need to take that back as a homework and figure out for which audience what monetization tooling can work best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey there. I saw you called out Trip as a subscription success. A lot of the improvements you're making to the store seem to be related more to like IAP purchasing. Just wondering which features you plan to roll out for subscription products.
It depends. So what we found out is that we are very much so underinvested in IAP. So what you heard from me was very much so focused on IAP rather than subscription. We do have the levels that we need for subscription, but obviously that also needs more. If you do have any feedback that you need from us to make more stuff for subscriptions, we're all ears. The reason that I talked about IAP today is that we are significantly under for IAPs. We didn't have IP sales. We didn't have short links. So these are the things, season pass, premium bundles. These are the things that when you look at other platforms like Xbox and all these guys, they already have it as base. So we had to make sure that we're covering that base. And also we're seeing a flood of that content coming in to make sure that we're giving the tools that developers need to monetize with that type of content, less so subscriptions, frankly. But if there is something specific that you're looking for, happy to hear about it right now.
Yeah, it's more related to things like using meta credits to pay for subscriptions, using sales, etc. You know, our subscriptions can be able to be used in sales.
We've thought about meta credits, and I think that's one of the things that we could eventually bring to subscriptions. We're gonna have to figure out, like, because it's different. Subscriptions uses your payment method, and then we have to have like an autofill for the, you know, like an extra wallet that you keep autofilling meta credits with. Something that we're thinking about, but it's definitely not right now. Hopefully in the future. Thank you. Yes.
A couple of questions. So last year, the A/B testing for pricing was announced. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. For IAP sales and some of these other features, is there A/B tests for these things as well? And will there be per region A/B tests for pricing and IAP sort of sales and promotions?
I think when you do IAP sales, you can do A/B testing at the same time. Is that your question?
Yeah.
I don't believe we allow that. And I look for the people in the back to help me answer this, but I don't believe that when you put an IAP on sale, you can also put it on A/B test at the same time. I think there's a restriction in the timeline that you have, 20, 30 days or something like that, that you can only do the A/B testing and then you can put the sales.
I see.
So I don't think you can do both together.
Okay. And then for the meta credits, I think you were saying to that fellow over there that that doesn't apply to subscriptions.
It does not right now.
It does not right now.
Eventually, we're looking to do it, but right now, as where it stands right now, we haven't even released it fully to everyone. So we're trying to make sure that we're covering the base,
Okay.
and then eventually, hopefully, we're going to bring it for subscriptions.
Okay. And then meta credits plus the season pass, is that a thing, or is it also kind of siloed and two separate things?
Talk more to me about that. What do you mean?
So with the season pass, you said you pay like $80 to get like a series of IEPs. Does that change anything with combining that with credits? Where you
Not necessarily. I mean, you should be able to buy season pass with meta credits, or are you thinking about like actually putting meta credits as part of the content that you're releasing?
No.
Okay,
Just
so
using
buying
credits to buy this.
Yeah.
Buy the season pass.
Yes, yeah, that should be able to do. Yeah.
Okay, and then my last question, I
Sure.
promise.
Yeah, no worries.
With meta credits, does using meta credits give any kind of different placement or promotion or anything like that?
Good one that I missed saying, but yes, if you opt into meta credits, you will get a very unique shelf of meta credits that we have right now. So developers that are accepting meta credits will have their own shelf that we're trying to help make sure that it comes up in store. So you will get a discoverability boost through that as well. So yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, my name is Will. I'm with Character Bank and Flat VR Studios. First of all, thank you for the talk, and I'm really excited for all the new things that you announced with the store. In particular, I'm really excited for the achievement-based try before you buy. I think that's a really fantastic solution to a lot of the issues that try before you buy has right now. So I'm really excited about that. For reviewers, for reviews, right now, people who have tried before you buy, they can leave a review on a product, even if they haven't purchased it. Is there any plans to segment those reviews or to at least mark them either to the consumers or to developers, so that way we can kind of filter out the response for those?
That's an interesting one. I don't support that area, but someone in the back. What is? Yes. We can talk after.
Thank you.
That's what they said.
And then I did highlight this in our yesterday's talk, but I wanted to just highlight this again. You guys are probably not responsible for this, but piracy on for premium apps is an issue.
Yep.
I would like to see that get.
I think that's also something that we can hopefully talk after in the hall. We're going to have some experts here that can help with that.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Add to the try before you buy support is it would be great to have better analytics about fallout and feedback after try before you buy, because those are people who play and don't convert.
Yeah.
There's not an easy way to get feedback of like what they were lacking, what else they saw, right? Because it's a binary, like I convert or I don't. But if they already had the intent to try it and they've invested 15 to 30 minutes, like what is it that they need to convert at that point?
What is it?
Like that seems like a really powerful,
like a survey or something that at least tells us what they. Okay.
And then the re-engagement, if we deliver something they want, like maybe they want multiplayer or something like that, because those people have already converted into spending time, and that moment I think is a really critical way to sort of continue to engage that community.
Yeah. That's a great one. I think Dan is typing that down. But yes, great feedback. Thank you.
So for the achievement-based try before you buy, is it just completely up to the developer on how to implement the logic for handling the condition to end
Correct.
it?
Correct. Yeah. We're going to have a achievements SDK that you're going to be able to hook into and say at this event, stop.
And that's available now?
It's going to be available, I think, end of. Okay. All right, in a few months.
January.
January,
Yeah.
yes. That's it, I think. Anything else? All right. Well, if we haven't answered any questions or if you have feedback for us, we're going to be back there in the hallway. Thank you so much.
Thank you.